my Doctor Who DVD collection.
Is Captain Jack Harkness the face of both? Hello and welcome to WhoTube Gallifrey 02. Series 10 of Doctor Who is on the brink. It's only 2 days away now until the new series starts. So yes, today on WhoTube Gallifrey I am going to be counting down 5 Series 10 theories, some of which I've made up, some of which other people have made up, about Series 10 and what might happen, or what might be revealed. So yes, number 5, the first one, is quite a silly theory, and if you want to miss this theory, if you think it's a bit mad and a bit crazy, you can go to this point here. So yes, is Nardole Snoke? Now, I know what you're thinking. How can Nardole be Snoke? Snoke is a Star Wars character. Nardole is a Doctor Who character. But here's what I have come up with. Nardole is bold. Snoke is also bold. If you don't know who Snoke is the guy from Star Wars The Force Awakens, the Sith Lord, who is massive, but he's not really massive. That's because it was a projection and he was somewhere else. And he was made to look big because he is Emperor of the Sith. So that's what they did. And yes, they're both mysterious. So yeah, here is my theory of how Nardole is Snoke. So, Snoke was a Jedi. He was training to be a Jedi. However, he turned to the dark side and was recruited by the Sith. When he was recruited by the Sith, he was told, you can become the new Sith Lord, but you have to do this task. You have to kill a Time Lord to show you are the strongest person and deserve to be Sith Lord, as Sith's a very high rank to be Emperor of the Sith, and killing a Time Lord is a very hard job to do. So they send Snoke, they give him the name of Nardole to go undercover to River Song, because they somehow know through their force powers that River Song is wife of the Doctor. They send Nardole, now he's called Nardole, not Snoke, to River Song in hope that the Doctor will one day show up. The Doctor does show up. Nardole goes to collect the Doctor, but he thinks to himself before killing the Doctor, if he kills the Doctor, he'll die himself, because the surgeon never came to Hydroflax. Hydroflax would die from his injuries. Everyone would disobey Nardole, and he would either get imprisoned, killed for high treason, for not saving the king. So yes, he decides to take the Doctor to Hydroflax's ship, and yes, he then kill the Doctor in front of River Song or Hydroflax, because he knew that he might get executed or imprisoned for murder. So what he does is he decides to wait. However, later on, he gets beheaded, so he can't kill the Doctor. And yes, he is taken to Delirium in Hydroflax's body, and for 24 years, as the Doctor and River make out, Nardole is just there in Hydroflax's case with Ramon. However, River Song goes off to the library for one final adventure. The Doctor is upset and needs some company, so he chooses out of Nardole and Ramon. And yeah, this is something which came up. Why would the Doctor choose over Nardole rather than Ramon? Ramon's a more... No offense to Nardole, but Ramon is better at doing stuff. You know, he's better at running down corridors, he's faster at running, he's more companion suited than Nardole, and he's more young and stuff like that, which the Doctor likes. But Nardole, with his force powers, influenced the Doctor to take Nardole rather than Ramon, leaving Ramon on Delirium and taking Nardole with him. Nardole then influences the Doctor to put his body back on his head, so he does that. However, the Doctor shows Nardole the universe. He can't kill the Doctor, as he's been such a loyal friend to Nardole, so they travel around the universe together. Then, in the finale of Series 10, now remember this is a 1,000,000 to 1 chance, Nardole gets out his lightsaber, which he has been hiding in the TARDIS for a long time. Then he stabs the Doctor in the heart. As you can see on the trailer, the Doctor is like that with his hand, then his hand starts to regenerate, and it suggests that the Doctor has been shot or stabbed, and that's the reason why he regenerates with Nardole's or Snoke's lightsaber. Now Snoke is bold, Nardole's bold, simple possibility. And yes, the Doctor rushes back into the TARDIS to regenerate like he always does, leaves Nardole on the yet to burn planet. The planet does burn, Nardole burns as Snoke is burnt in The Force Awakens, and yes, the Sith do rescue Nardole, thinking he's killed the Doctor as there's no life signs of the Doctor on the planet, take him back to the galaxy far, far away, and he becomes Snoke, Lord of the Sith. So yeah, that's the first theory out of the way. We're 5 minutes, well 6 minutes into this video already. Now on to theory number 2. The monks are the headless monks. Now this is something which a lot of people have been saying. The monks who will appear in the mid-3-parter of Series 10 are the monks who appear, the headless monks who appeared in Series 6 of Doctor Who. Now there's a reason for this. They both have similar clothes, they're both in red gowns, they both have the same tone of skin, they're both to do with Doctor Who mythology, and yeah, there's something to do with the papal mainframe, the monks, the same as the headless monks were. And yeah, I do think the monks are the headless monks before they got beheaded. So yeah, that's my theory out of the way. Now on to theory number 3. The Landlord is a Time Lord. Now the Landlord will appear in episode 4 of Series 10, Knock Knock. And he's played by David Suchet. He's called the Landlord, and yeah, people have been saying he's called the Landlord. He's not called something like Jeff or Bob. He is called the Landlord. His first name is technically The. Now no one has the first name of The. So yeah, could he be a Time Lord? Well, I think so. As both the Master, the Doctor, the Inquisitor, the Rani, who else is there? There's loads of different Time Lords. And yeah, the Landlord could well be a Time Lord. Now on to theory number 2. Bill's mum is an ex-companion. Now this is a theory I made up myself, and I think a lot of other people would have thought this. Now in the Doctor Who magazine, the latest one, it did say that Bill does have a foster mum. Now in every single TV show, film, where someone has a foster mum, it's always revealed who their real mum or dad is. So I do think Bill's mum, real mum, will end up being an ex-companion to the Doctor. So yeah, it's obvious. It might not be an ex-companion to the Doctor, it might be Missy, or it could just be a random woman, but it's almost certain she is going to find her real mum, and it is speculated it's an ex-companion. Now on to theory number 1. Missy isn't the Master after all. Now there's a few reasons for this. So, Missy is meant to come after John Simm's Master. Now John Simm is returning for Series 10 of Doctor Who alongside Missy. Source 1. Missy somehow doesn't have her drum beats in her head anymore. So where did the drum beats go after the end of time? Did they just vanish, or has she just not mentioned them in Series 8 and Series 9? Well, that could be one possibility, but I think there's a reason why she hasn't mentioned the drum beats. Because she simply doesn't have drum beats in her head. And yes, is she another Time Lord or Lady? Now this comes on to another thing. I don't think she would have been able to have an upgrade from a Time Lord to a Time Lady, as she said in The Witch's Familiar. As after the end of time, when John Simm's Master went back onto Gallifrey, they were in the final days of the Time War, when Gallifrey was at war. Now I don't think she would have been able to go to like a surgeon or someone to get a change into a Time Lady at that time, which suggests that she can't have become a Time Lady. She would have stayed a Time Lord. The next incarnation of the Master would be a Time Lord, not a Time Lady. So yeah, that's another source. And yeah, Missy always seems a bit out of character. She doesn't seem like the Master. She's somewhat nice in a lot of her stories. She doesn't seem bad in most of her moments, such as in The Witch's Familiar. She was almost a goodie in that story, not a baddie. So yeah, I don't think she is the Master after all, and it is speculated she is a Time Lady who has been in the past of Doctor Who. There's been lots of Time Ladies in the past of Doctor Who. It could be the Doctor's mother, or it could be someone else. Doctor's granddaughter, the Doctor's daughter. We'll have to wait and see. Or Missy could just be the Master after all, as she hasn't mentioned the drum beats, and she somewhat how got an upgrade to a Time Lady. But let me know what you think of these theories in the comments below. And until the next time, goodbye.